A closer look at the top political headlines that we're following right now. And joining us back in the studio this morning is ABC White House correspondent MaryAlice Parks. MaryAlice, good morning. I see you got your mug back for a second round there.
Now I'm official. We established
That's right. They got it washed. You returned it. Let's start with question one here, because we know that it was a very big week for President Biden. He made that trip to the war zone in Israel. He had his presidential address from the Oval Office, but he's walking this delicate line in terms of what he hopes to accomplish. How productive was this week for the president?
In some ways, so productive. Getting 2 hostages home, aid starting to get across that border. Like you said, standing shoulder to shoulder with Israel, flying into a war zone. But this is tricky diplomacy and really tough politics back here at home. I mean, I think this is showing a real generational divide in the Democratic Party. It's not just college kids on campuses that are worried about civilians in Gaza. We're hearing the Human Rights Watch speak out. We're hearing old Obama administration alums speak out. We have progressive members of Congress calling for a ceasefire. This is tough for the president to navigate. The concern, of course, politically, is that the closer he stands with Israel, he owns this. The closer he has to look like he's willing to speak for everything that Netanyahu does. And that's tough.
And let's talk about that address for the moment from the Oval Office, because he was asking for $100 billion for aid for helping Israel and, of course, Ukraine. But without a speaker, what can Congress do? Can this even get passed?
Yeah, I do think that there's a sense of urgency on Capitol Hill, especially in the Senate. They want to get this done. They want to support Israel and Ukraine. Of course, the House is the mess. But it's not just, we put aside the speaker issue, the fact that everything's at a standstill. There are a number of House Republicans who have been really skeptical about sending more aid to Ukraine. And this moment with the speaker fight, I think, is reminding all of us that just because there's a majority on Capitol Hill, a number of moderate Democrats, a number of moderate Republicans who want to get something done, that doesn't mean that it comes to the floor for a vote. And now I have a microphone. And I think that that is what we are learning in this moment, is that there might be a majority that can vote on something, that want to vote on something, but the rules are skewed so much to the party in power, it makes it hard for even bipartisan bills to get to the floor.
And MaryAlice, to that point about the chaos in the House trying to pick a speaker, being back at square one, Jay was telling us that the field for, folks who want to be considered for that role is getting crowded. They've got to put their name in by tomorrow. But a lot of this goes back to Kevin McCarthy and the concessions he made to be able to become speaker.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, this is crazy. And it's also embarrassing. And that's what we're starting to hear from even Republicans, that in this moment, with so much going on in the world, it is embarrassing to partners and allies that they can't figure this out. I think there's a lot of interest in Patrick McHenry, the temporary speaker. I sat here last week and I said I thought we were a far way away from Republicans having to reach out to Democrats to try to get this over the finish line. I think we're a lot closer to that potential right now. What's interesting to me about McHenry is that he doesn't want the job. And I'm thinking a lot about those old adages that people who want power shouldn't have power. Yeah. But, also those federal employees that right now are looking at the potential of another government shutdown in just a few weeks if they don't figure this out. That is scary.
It is hard to imagine, though, Democrats coming together with Republicans in any way whatsoever.
They'd have to get something big in return.
Quite a compromise. Yeah. All right.
Really great job keeping this going.
Yeah. Mike switch and everything. Great. You definitely get to keep the mug this time.
Wow, thanks. Appreciate it. It's good to be here.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.